So welcome to part 2 of What Should I Read Next project. In part 1, we actually picked a book category, in my case, non-fiction, and we got the list of recommended non-fiction books. From this list, we could get the URL of the book, we could get the title, we could get the reviews, but in order to know if I want to read the book, I need to have a little bit more information. So I would like to have also the description on the genre, which is only available on the book description itself. So what we're going to do in this part 2 is we're going to keep from what we did on part 1 only the URLs, and then we're going to virtually click on the page of the book, and there we're going to get all the details of the book, title, description, okay? Let's get started. Right, so looking at the code, this is the way it looks. We had requests to get the data to get the HTML, beautiful soup to parse the HTML to be able to read the HTML, and then we have pandas to store the data. And this is all the data we got, the title, the URL, blah, blah. But we're going to keep, as we said before, only the URL from this code. So what we need is this part, have it in there, and we need to have also, I'm going to copy everything, but we're obviously not going to keep everything. We're going to run that. Here we're going to keep just the URL. I don't want to have the titles or anything. We're going to get that from the book details page. So we're going to get it like that, and then I'm going to get rid of all that. We don't need to zip this anymore, which is because it's just one variable that we're going to loop. We're going to get rid of these. We're going to get rid of these two, just the URL. And then for the dictionary, wait, I need to have that one. For the dictionary, Pandas dictionary, we are going to, we could keep these, but just because we're going to test it as we go, it's better not to keep them. So if you remember from part 1, what this returns is a URL of the book description. And what we need to do now to virtually click it is to do a request, a new request for that URL. So it will return the HTML of that page, which in this case is this page, okay? So this is what we're going to do. We're going to call these request2, like the second request, and then we're going to do requests.get, and the URL that we're going to get is that one now. URL, probably should call this URL2 so we don't get confusion, because this is already called URL. So URL2, and then we're going to parse this using soup again, so beautiful soup. But then we're going to parse what we get from request 2, from the second request, not the first one. So text. And then we're going to parse it using the HTML parser. Again, there are many. So you can choose the one that fits your needs or or feels more comfortable with. And now we have, again, the HTML of the book description page parsed using beautiful soup. So let's look at the details and see how this looks. If you remember, you right-click on the piece of data that you need, and then you go to Developer Tools, Inspect. And this will take us to the title, but I want to have the entire container, everything for that book description. So we need to go up a little bit, and then you can see here that the book page main content, which is a div class, contains everything that we need. So we're going to do for table 2 in soup, and then we're going to do a find all again, find all, and then we're going to do, the tag was div and the class was the book main content, and from there we want to get the title of the book to start. So titles equal to, and then if you remember, we do table 2 is exactly the same. If I'm going too fast, go to part 1 to check exactly what I'm doing. And then we're going to say what the title is, and you can see it's h1 tag, and that is the class. So we're going to do h1 tag, and then the class is going to be the one that we copied, and then we're going to loop that. So for title, I don't know if it was title, yeah, it was like that. For title in titles, give me the title, which is going to be tl.text. And then here on the dictionary, we put title equal title. We want to keep the URL, and that should be it. Now, here's the thing. These will go through the 100 books and or whatever however big the list is, and it will give us the results of that. But I don't want 100 books. I'm not going to read 100 books anytime soon. I just want to have the top 10 or something. So we need to stop this loop at 10. I don't want them to give me all the information. So we're going to specify how many loops I have, number of loops. I want to have 10. But I'm going to, this is a counter, so number of loops start at 0. And then I said when the number of loops is 10, kill the loop. Okay? So we start at 0, and then to increase the counter, we're going to do here at the end, wait, the data append should happen here. So it goes, it runs, it gets the title, it puts it on a dictionary, and then I'm going to do number of loops plus equal 1. It says that the counter that I have here increases by 1. Then break the for loop, but we have 4 for loops, so we need to break them all. So I'm going to copy the code because I will be here writing it forever otherwise, but what we're basically doing is just breaking the loop of each of the 4 loops. So we say if this is going to be 10. So if the loop is bigger than 10, break the loop, otherwise continue. If it's bigger than 10, break the loop, otherwise continue. So we're breaking each and every one. There's probably better syntax out there, but this is something that I understand. I like to write code that I understand. So run it. Right, and here we have the first name titles. Just one thing I want to say, I forgot to put soup2 instead for soup here. Make sure that you put soup2, so you're actually scraping the contents of the URL instead of the contents of the recommendation lists, okay? So, but if you do it, you will get it, and your job now will be to get also the author, the rating, the description, and the genre, okay? So the code will be available in CodeBuddy. Link down below. Just go and get it in case you get stuck. In the next video, we're going to try to load the X16 library into Goodreads. I've started a little bit. It's a little bit more challenge than I thought, but we'll give it a go. We'll give it a whirl and see how it works. So for the next challenge, if you want to start ahead, just take a picture of the existing library that you have and try to get the text, the title out of the image, and then we will try to load it into Goodreads. See you then.